Quicker we do it, the quicker we get our mimosas, right? All right, neat. All right, you can find a standing position. Active. All right, here we go. All right, welcome to Barre. My name is Jennifer. We'll get moving here. Light weights in a chair is all you need. Turn on some music, and we'll have a spot on your mat. Go ahead and stand up. You can put that chair and the weights to the side here just for a moment as we start to warm up. So taking some big shoulder rolls back. Making those circles as big as you can, really shrugging the shoulders all the way up to the ears. And then take the opposite direction, rolling the shoulders forward. As the shoulders roll forward, maybe allowing the head to come forward, stretching the muscles in the back of the neck as well. Let's take one more big shoulder roll back and then plug in, soften the tops of the shoulders, reach the fingertips down. Bring the legs nice and wide. We'll squat down and lift and press and squat. Just taking a few minutes here at the beginning of the class, maybe a little bigger movements than we normally do in Barre. We'll just get the heart rate up, get going here. Going side to side, lunge and lunge. Let's right away find some movement in the arms. So just allowing the arms to come side to side. Starting to rotate through the spine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll take a bend into that left leg. Lift that back heel, pulse down here. 8, 7. That right knee coming toward the earth. 3, 2, 1. Hinge forward here, hands come down, step back, take 8 push-ups. Maybe the knees come down, lower and lift and press. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Left forearm comes down, come into your side plank right here, hip dips, lower and lift, lower and lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, top arm lifts, leg lifts, hip, and pulse down and lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders come back to center, push up to down dog, hop forward to the hands, back to center, squat and lift, squat and lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, we'll go side to side next. And 1, deepen, let the arms flow and flow. Maybe lifting opposite heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend into that right leg, lift the back heel, lower and lift here, lunge and up. 6, arms might come up by the ears, biceps up. 3, 2, 1. Hinge forward here, step back to your plank. We've got push-ups. 8, 7, 6, 5. Again, release the knees if that helps. Just keep moving. 3, 2, and 1. Right forearm down. Find your hip dip here and lower. Squeeze lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top leg lifts, arm lifts, lower lift. 7, 6. Reach through that leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate back to center. This time stay low. Mountain climbers right here. Knees to the chest. 6, 5. Activate through the core. Belly button pulled up. 3, 2, 1. Knees come wide. Keep going. Wide, wide. To the outer edges of the elbow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down dog. Hop up to the hands. Come to that wide squat one more time. Lift the heels and pulse and pulse. Roll those shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Just feeling a little bit of warmth, hopefully everywhere in the body here. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5. Great place to check in with the spine. Super long and strong. 2, and one. Release the heels, big circle sweep up. On your exhale, fold down. Let's grab those weights. And we'll come to a small V position in the feet. Arms are gonna stagger, knees are soft, arms are long. We'll just start lowering and lifting in front of the body. Palms up toward the sky. And a little bit tricky here, shoulders kind of wanna, as that long arm comes up, the shoulder wants to move. Find some shoulder stability. So tops of the shoulders are soft. Drop in. We'll just add a lower and a lift here. Just bend the knees out to the side. And as we straighten the legs, squeeze the thighs together here. We'll add on in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right arm stays high, left arm is low. Bend, reach, bend and reach. Actually, let's make it a little bit bigger here. So pulling the elbows behind the body. And now we'll come low. Let's releve, heels come up. Maybe heel toe the feet together a little bit so those heels can connect. Bend, reach right here. Right arm right at the shoulder, left arm coming down toward the floorboard, that in front of you. Keep pressing out here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, release the heels, left leg taps out, and start those bicep curls. So arms still staggered, right arm on top of the left, and we'll start that lift. So that left leg lifts up and squeeze as the weights come toward the body. Externally rotated, so a little bit open through the hip. Maybe adding that knee bend also, that standing leg bends as the toe taps. Looks good. 8, 7, 6, 5. We'll balance in 3, 2, left toe stay lifted right here. Pulse and pulse. So straight arm lifts, arms are still staggered. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big step out with that left leg. Open the arms, palms are up. And exhale, close round the spine in front of the body. Inhale to open, palms are up. Exhale to close. So we kind of call this hug a tree. You're in a big open field, hug that tree. Stay nice and wide through the arms. Let's make it a little bit bigger now. Opening the heart, extend the spine. Exhale as you come to center, flex. Inhale to open. And exhale. Let's start to bend the knees. Come into it a little bit deeper. And as we come up and lift, as you round, crunch down and bend the knees. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round and crunch. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Hold right here. Pull the weights to the chest. Start to stack the spine up so we're nice and tall. Toes come out to the sides. Arms come long again. We'll pulse to the left. So it's a twist initially. You'll feel that energy in the left side of the body right away. So we'll focus on that squeeze right here in the laterals. And now start to open up through the shoulder. So really reach that right weight. Feel that energy in the back side of the shoulder. 8, 7, maybe pulse the knees. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back to center. Shake it out. We're going right to the other side. This gets a little bit intense, especially with the arms lengthened long. So take the weights down for a moment if you need to. Reconnect through the heels. Alternate and lift. Shorter set for some of this stuff. We'll land with that left arm on top. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left arm on top. Start your pull in and reach. Reach. So that bicep reach, lengthening forward. This time let's releve up onto the balls of the feet, warming the calves. Reach and reach. Super active, glute squeeze, thigh squeeze as they zip up and zip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slight bend in that left leg, right toes come out, curl in. Left arm still on top of the right, pulling the weight toward the body. As the weights come toward the body, right toe starts to lift and lift. Yes, externally rotate it again. So that knee is kind of facing away from the body. Soften that standing leg a little bit more, and we'll add that bend as the toe taps. Looks good. This is a lot for the biceps and the shoulders. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that big step out. Open the palms right away. We'll get nice and big through the spine. Palms are up. Round and flex the spine. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Let's make that squat bigger. Inhale, open. Exhale, round and squat down. Inhale and exhale. 4, 3. Really work through the spine. And last one, round down. Hold right here. Stack the spine. Come back to that nice long spine. Weights to arms come to the right and pulse. And pulse. So the first thing we notice is the contraction through the right side of the body now. Squeeze and twist. And now can we focus on reaching that left weight? So really working through that left shoulder. So as we twist, left arm reach, reach. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Feet are about hip distance apart. Actually, let's come a little bit wider than hip distance. Taking both weights into the right hand. Left hand is in front of the body. So we're hinged forward just a little bit, super strong. And we'll just start with that backward row. So pull back and pull back. Elbow pulling behind the body. Right now, just pressing through that left arm. Stay active. We'll go a little bit quicker in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Pull, pull. A little smaller range of motion. 6, 5, 4, 3. Slow it down again. And 1. This time, we're going to pull and twist. So we're lifting up just a little bit. Gaze behind the body. Rotate and open through the rib cage. Making it a little bit bigger here, we're going to lift up. That left arm lifts. Pull and lift. Yeah. Adding on in 5, 4. We'll relevate up onto the toes as we lift in 2, and 1. Here we go. Lift and down and lift. So again, that right elbow really pulling behind the body, but we're also pressing forward with the left hand. Lift right here. 5, 4, 3, 2. We'll stay relevate. Lift up through the toes. Balance here. Slight bend in the knees. Pulse the arm back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. One weight in each hand. Come nice and wide. Tricep. Lift back. Straight arm lift. Right away, we're going to step side to side. Just a little transition as we come to the row on the other side of the body. We do have an opportunity here to get the heart rate up. Get a little cardio. We can turn this into a hop, 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 hop. So your choice. Keep it low impact. Step side to side. Keep the hips low. Or add the hop, hop. Either way, starting to really work through those triceps. Lengthen and reach back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, here we are. Last 2, and 1. All right, weights come into the left hand. Reset the body. Bend the legs. Come forward. Both hands in front. Right hand presses away. Left arm pulls back. And pull back. So really thinking about pulling in, contracting through the low belly. Feel the energy that brings into the core, not only the front of the core, but also the back side of the body. A lot of stability that we can offer there. We'll speed it up in 3, 2, right hand still pressing. Here we go. Pull and pull and pull. Stay low, lower body not moving yet. Pull back for 4, 3, 2, slow it down again. This time we'll start to add that lift. Slow it down and pull. So really, really big, maybe gazing over the left shoulder, following that elbow, right hand pressing, starting to lower and lift here a little bit, and lift, and lift. Really twisting, opening the rib cage, make it big. Adding on in 4, 3, 2, 1. Releve up to the toes. Get tall and low. Lift and sink down. Yeah, looks good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay up on the toes. Maybe slide down a little bit and pulse up and up. Actively pushing through that right hand, lifting through the left elbow. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release back to center. One weight, one hand. Sink down, kick back, and back. Right away, we're gonna come into a little bit of a combo here. Press, 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 bend. Press, 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 bend. So flow with your music. It's a 3 count to lengthen and extend through the tricep, and then bend and come back. Elbows, shoulders don't move. It's just a hinge. Yes. 3, 2, and 1. Elbows stay long and back. Lift, 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 release. Lift, lift, lift. Lift, lift, lift. Yes, really reach. Lift. Option to lift through the toes. Release, lift. Release, lift. Release. 4, 3. Tricep squeeze, heart is open. 2, and lift, 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 release. Squeeze, 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 release. In toward the spine. Release. In, 2, 3. In, 2, 3. Now maybe sinking a little bit deeper, squeezing the knees toward one another, activating the inner thighs. Release. 5, 4. Stay strong. You're in it. 3, 2, and 1. All right, release up. Take that slow roll down, tuck the chin to the chest. Release the weights to the side and just hang. Let the hands just flow side to side for a moment. And then we'll walk the hands forward, walk the feet back, coming into your first plank. From here, we'll lift the left toes up. And as we come forward, the ball of the foot, the toes are going to step on the earth right behind that left wrist. But the heel stays lifted. So we're pressing through the ball of the foot, and then the hips lift up. So we're curving through the lumbar spine, tucking, lifting the lumbar spine up, and then that left leg steps back. Again, come forward, ground, lift, down, step back. Step forward, lumbar lift, and back. Lift. Step back. So working through those deepest muscles in the core. Step, lift, and back. 3. Yes. 2. 1. Step back. This time as we step in, it's a lift and a lift. So it's a pulse, and you really feel it in the lowest part of the core. Maybe even taking that left hand, place it on the lower back, and see if you can lift and press that lumbar spine into your back. Big movement for the core. For grounding down through the ball of that left foot and the toes are spread, feeling that energy in the left thigh. Work with me here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back, down dog, walk it out. Bend the knees, maybe let the hips drop side to side. We're gonna jump right into the opposite side. Lift those right toes up. And step forward. We'll go slow that first one. Ground down, still lengthening through the back leg. Now lift the lumbar spine up. Hold, belly squeezes. And lower down, step back. Step in, lift, and back. Step, lift, release, step back, in, lift, and back, in, lift, release. 4, 3, 2. Yeah, looks good. 1. All right, step that foot back in, reset it strong, pulse and lift, and lift, and lift. So the end product of the booty lifting up a little bit is 100% from that contraction of the muscles in the lowest part of the core. Press the lower spine into the hand right here. Now, can we ground down, spread the 5 toes on the right foot, press down through the ball of the foot, activate the thigh, activate the hamstring. Press and lift here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, step back. Side to side just a few times. Left foot in, lift, release, step back. Right foot in, lift, release, step back. Left, lift, step back. 2 more on each side. Then we take a break. Yeah, work all the way through the break. 1 more on each one. Make them strong. Big lift. And right, lift, release. Knees come down to the earth. Sink the hips back toward the heels. Oh, Lily's making her first appearance for us. She came for the stretching part. Maybe sway the hips side to side. Yes, or you can do what she's doing because that looks pretty good, right? Okay, when you're ready, join me. Come on back up. We are going to come down onto the forearms. One more little piece of work in plank. It's also kind of a subtle movement, but big and builds a lot of strength. So we're gonna walk the knees back. So in a kneeling plank, what we're looking for is shoulders stacked right above the wrists, and then try to connect. My shins are not touching the earth right now, but the tops of my toes are. So I'm feeling super hinged forward. In fact, you could release the hip bones down, open up and stretch a little bit here, and then lift back up. I like that. We're gonna do that a few more times. Take an inhale, belly, heart comes up and through. Squeeze the core, tuck and lift back up. Hips come. So notice the flat spine as we come back. Hips lower down and lift. Exhale, squeeze and come back. Super strong. 1 more like that. And lift here. Now, squeezing the elbows toward one another so you feel all of the muscles in the top of the spine activate. Heart is lifting up through the scapula. Now it's just a teeny tiny tuck. It's a lift. So we're tucking, kind of a pelvic tilt, the hip bones up toward the belly button. So it's a little pelvic tilt right here. So as you keep tucking, tilting the pelvis, pull up, teeny tiny movement, big power. Option to take this a little bit further or continue to pulse here. Press to the tops of the feet so much that you feel those knees lift up off the earth just an inch. Keep tucking and tucking. Just 8, 7, 6, oh my, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release everything down, come into Sphinx pose. Big core work. Pull the heart up and through. Maybe to get this a little bit bigger, pressing through the palms. Lift here, find a little more extension through the spine if that's available to you. And slowly lower down. Hands come next to the rib cage, curl the toes, lift up. Let's lift into down dog. 1 more time here, walk it out. And then take your time, walk the toes toward the fingers to your forward fold. And take that slow roll up, let the head hang heavy. Roll the shoulders back at the top. Let's grab that chair. So I will give you the option. It'd be very easy to add on a little bit more arm work here if you would like to. I will get you started. I don't know that I feel like I need any more, so I probably will not use the weight. But you can use the weight in the outside arm. So let's all begin with our right hip facing our chair or whatever our stabilizing piece of furniture is. And we're gonna step nice and wide here. Heels in, toes out, externally rotated. That left arm up in goalpost, right fingertips light, just a lower and a lift. So if you've got the weight, That's going to give you a little bit more work for the shoulder. If you don't, you're still working through the shoulder to keep that arm lifted. So that weight can stay in the hand if you like. Deep low squats, sliding down the wall. 6, 5, 4, 3. We'll stay low in 1 and pulse down, pulse down. So as we come a little bit closer to the earth and you feel that tailbone sinking, can we open the outer edges of the knees just a little bit more? Externally rotating through the hip sockets just a little bit more. Arm stays lifted if you can. Pulse for 8, 7, 6. We'll stay low in 3, 2. Stay low right here. Left heel lift and lift. If you've got that weight or not, that left arm can follow. So as the heel lifts, we'll press up and press. 10, 9, 8. Super tucked in through the belly. Use that core to stabilize. We've certainly warmed up through the core. So we know where those muscles are. We know where the stabilizers are in our bodies. Press for 2 and 1. Keep that heel lifted. We'll internally rotate everything. Shoulder and hip curl in and open. So pivoting on the ball of that foot, let's take a couple more slow and open. And as we come in this time, we're going to tuck. So make that cat spine, tuck the elbow toward the knee and open and tuck and open, tuck. Find your rhythm. Maybe that's moving a little bit faster or a little bit slower than I am with your music, with your breath, whatever it is, keep it active, keep it strong. Open and close, tuck. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold in right here, elbow tuck and tuck. So we're coming back to that pelvic tuck. A lot of that in this practice today. Pull that elbow down and tuck, down and tuck. 8, 7, 6, 5. Feeling that heat in the left quad. I feel it too. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Face the bar, or maybe come at a diagonal. Extend, lift through the left arm, lift through the left leg. Now we'll pull in here. Pull that knee all the way to the elbow. Inhale, extend and tap. Exhale, pull. Stay bent, stay low in that right leg, supporting leg. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. So as we press and drive that right heel into the earth, start to feel the glutes, the hamstring work on that left side of the body. Fingertips are light on the bar. Extend and curve in. Make it bigger. We'll speed it up in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Pull, pull. Range of motion gets a little bit smaller, more active. Get the heart rate up right here. Reach and pull. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that step back. We're going to hinge back, coming into that water ski lunge position. So fingertips will come off the chair. Both knees bent. And we kind of find this hinged position in the body, maybe placing the right hand on the belly, the left hand on the lower back, and start to hinge back. As you hinge back, you'll feel that left hip flexor open. That's how you know you've got the hinge. What we're not looking for is to open the chest, let the rib cage come out, but rather pull the rib cage back in the body, stay long through the spine, hinge back. We'll lower and lift here. So once you feel that stability and you feel like you've got that strong hinge, release the hands in front of the body. Lower lift. Option to stay reaching forward. Here it becomes a little bit more intense. If we bring the arms up above, biceps to ears. Work wherever you like. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay low here, knees squeeze in and squeeze. So legs are kind of on those train tracks, but we're squeezing everything toward the midline, working through the inner thigh. Squeeze in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold low. Sink a little deeper. Sink a little deeper. And press off through the ball of that back foot. Come up. Right away, we're going to come to the glutes. So maybe adjust the body so that you've got a little bit of space. We're not quite folded over here, but find that long line, kind of a diagonal. Hips stay closed. Lengthen and reach through the left toes. It's just a lift and a tap. Lift and tap. Yes. So often it can help if you take that right arm and place it around to keep the hip closed, because as we start to lift in the back, we're intuitively wired to think the bigger the movement is, the better that is. Not necessarily the case in bar at all. If we keep that left hip closed, it focuses the work to be more intentful in that gluteal fold. Keep everything right there. So if it helps you to wrap that right arm around the body, attaching to the left hip bone, keep the hips closed and just work. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Reach through the toes. Stay lengthened here, super active. Coming back to that pelvic tilt. So as the pelvis tilts in, that leg is gonna come down, the toe is gonna tap the earth. Release the pelvis, leg comes back up. Tuck the pelvis, toes automatically gonna come down and tap. And release. Tuck, toe taps, release. Tuck the pelvis, toe taps, release. Tuck, tap, release. 3, 2, 1. Now as we tuck, try to keep that toe lifted. Resist. So as the pelvis tucks, really reach to the toe. See if you can stay lifted. Yes, squeeze that glute. I know, I'm with you. I feel all of that energy in the backside of the body. Reach with energy, and then as we tuck, that toe stays lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Let's put it together. Lift, tap, tuck, release. Lift, tap, tuck, release. Lift and tuck. So that toe can stay lifted the entire time, or you can tap it to the earth. I'll let you choose. 4, 3, tuck, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, bigger bend into that left leg. We're gonna cross and squeeze. So squeezing that left thigh, inner thigh into the right, crossing behind the body. Yes, we'll move a little bit and work it out here in a minute, I promise. Stay with this. 8, 7, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg steps forward, kind of take that ball change, and then the left leg sweeps back. Left leg forward, ball change, sweep back. Ball change. So active. And now, as that left leg sweeps back, if we want to make it a little bit bigger and the hip opens a bit, totally cool. So you kind of decide again. You can keep on the ground here, or we can turn this into a hop and hop. Balls of the right foot leave the ground for just a moment as we lift. And obviously, if you choose that hop, your hip will definitely open. Feels kind of good right now. A little active recovery for the body. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. Last 2. And 1. Right away, come to the other side. So I'll move my chair, left hip to the chair. Come to that wide V. If you'd like the weight in your right hand, make that addition now. Right arm in goalpost, just still lower and a lift. Yeah. So hopefully I can remember all that yummy stuff that we did. We're gonna do all the same stuff on this side of the body. So take a moment here while things are slow, a little bigger movement, which is actually easier, right? It seems like a relief to move a little bit bigger. So as the spine slides down that wall, outer edges of the knees come out. Everything pulled in tight, rib cage pulled in the body. We'll lower 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low and pulse, and pulse. Maybe you want to add a little pulse up with that right arm as well. Your choice. We've already kind of done our work on the upper body, so anything that we do now is kind of a bonus, if you will. Keep pulsing. 4, 3, we'll stay low in 2, and 1. Stay low here, right heel lifts and press. and press, press, press. So right heel lower lift, arm presses up as the heel lifts. Catch the breath, reconnect with the breath, reconnect with the body. Pressing up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel stays lifted, pulse and pulse. Moving into that internal and external rotation next, we're gonna go nice and slow, really focusing on that flexion and extension of the spine, really opening up as we come in. Pulse with me here, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Start to internally rotate everything in, round the spine, hug, and open. Exhale, tuck in, and open, and tuck, squeeze, open. All right, so here's where you find your rhythm, maybe moving a little bit quicker or slower, but not sacrificing, really finding the energy in these movements, the contrast, open and close. Working through the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll hold in right here, that back heel stays lifted, pulse and pulse, pulse, pulse. So again, lifting through that lower belly, pelvis is tucking. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen up, lengthen through the leg, lengthen through the arm, and pull, release, pull. This time, elbows able to come all the way to the knee. Big opposition in the body. Stay here with me. 5, we'll speed it up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And pull, pull. So soft through that standing leg, driving that left heel into the earth for stability. Really squeeze, squeeze. Active through the core. Press through the heel as the leg comes back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right leg steps back. Come into that lunge. Find that long spine first. And then take the right hand to the belly, left hand behind the back. Start to hinge back. So hinging in the body, finding that water ski right away. You'll know you're there when you start to feel that right hip flexor stretch and open. Feels good and feels like a good stretch for a minute. And then as we start to add some movement, lower and lift, becomes more strength work than stretching. We're gonna stay right with it. Maybe arms come in front of the body, reaching through the fingertips. Maybe arms come up, biceps. Keep flowing here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold low, knees squeeze in and squeeze, squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5. Stay low, stay with it. 2, and 1. Lift up here, come to the bar, right toes stay behind the body. Square the hips, get super long, starting that lower and lift. Lift and tap, lift and tap. Again, we're gonna keep the hip closed, so maybe that left arm comes to wrap around the body. Stabilizing through the hip bone. Big squeeze. And we'll maintain a little bit of softness in that left knee. And, you know, I think in addition to this wiring in our brain, making us think that it's better if we lift higher, we also think that leg needs to be perfectly straight. And I know in my anatomy with my body and tight hamstrings, my legs don't even really go to this perfect straight position. But I can still find that energy from the hip bone to the big toe, that energy, that lengthening, that line. So don't worry about the leg being straight. You feel it in your body. You feel it in your body if you've got that reach. Last one. Hold and reach through the toes right here. Tuck the pelvis. As the pelvis tucks, the toe's gonna tap. And release the pelvis. And tuck, release, tuck, release, tuck. As we continue moving here, softening the shoulders, softening the upper part of the body. Yeah, keep the work where it belongs for now. 3, 2, 1, reset, lift and reach through the toes. Now as we tuck, we'll resist the urge for that right toe to tap. So tuck the pelvis, stay lifted. Tuck. Teeny tiny movement, tuck it in. 8, 7, 6, resist, reach through the toe. The longer you can get through that leg, the easier it is to keep the toes up off the earth. Tuck for 4, 3, 2, put it all together. Lift and tuck, lift and tuck, lift, tuck. Beautiful, friends, almost there. Tuck, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final movement here for the glutes. Remember, we're going to cross that right thigh into the left and squeeze, release. Squeeze the inner thighs, release. Squeeze, release, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. This is going to feel good. Right leg steps forward, take that ball change, sweep the right leg back. Step forward, ball change, sweep back, forward, and back. So again, option to stay right here, connected to the earth. I'm gonna kick anything behind me, or catch a little bit of air. Those left left toes might lift. Keep going here. I'm just gonna adjust. I feel like I'm gonna kick a lamp over here or something. And lift. So this is our last opportunity in our time together to get your heart rate up today. So stay there, work with it. And again, you know, it's interesting you reflect because this is a much bigger movement, but man, this feels like a relief from the work that we've been doing in the glutes and the legs, right? All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last movement at the chair here. Sink back, find your chair position, sit back. Fingertips are light. Coming back to those pelvic tucks. So first, let's walk the feet together. So the knees are connected, ankle bones are connected, spine is long. Tuck, release, tuck, tuck. Right here for 5, adding on in 4. Squeeze the knees, 2, and 1. Come forward onto the balls of the feet, lift the heels, tuck, and tuck. Squeeze the knees. You can do it. Squeeze a little bit more. 2 things going on at once. Big squeeze to the knees. Feel that energy in the inner thighs. Tuck and squeeze. Work through the core. Yes. We're coming into our last set of plank work here in a moment. Warming up, making that transition, going right into core. Easy peasy. We're out of here. Hold right here. Just hold still. Press through the balls of the feet. All 10 toes. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the body back now. Stack the hips above the ankles. Just let the chest fall through the biceps. Open up here. Letting the chest hang, the head hang. Maybe walk out the legs. And then as we start to lift up and hinge to the body, around the spine, walk the toes forward. Let's take that right leg up. We'll take a little quad stretch before we head down. So after we find that bind on the top of the foot, let's reconnect through the knees and then press the hip bones forward as we press the top of the foot into the hand. So not only feeling this openness, this space developing in the quad, but also opening through that shoulder. If you'd like, since you've got the balance of your chair, if you'd like to transfer more into dancer, open up even a little bit more, maybe grabbing the inside edge of that foot as you come forward. Finding even a little more space, opening through the belly and the rib cage. And gently release. Take that right leg, ankle comes on top of the knee, sit back, quick figure 4 stretch. Gently pressing down and come up. Left leg up. Reconnect the knees. As the hip bones press forward, pressing the top of the foot into the hand. Quad starts to soften, shoulder starts to open. stay right here, or start to shift the weight forward into dancer, maybe adjust that grip to the inside of the foot. Open here. And gently release. Left ankle on top of the right. And if you want to kind of test your balance and play around a little bit, maybe bring the hands to prayer this time as you sink down. You can still use that left elbow to press and open. All right, release out. Come to your forward fold. Let's walk the hands forward. And push that chair to the side. Meet me on all fours here. So we'll do a little bit of work in bear pose. Alignment is always important, so check your alignment before you start. We are going to have the hips right underneath, or right on top of the knees. And as we curl through the toes, we'll lift the knees up here. So let's bring the feet a little bit wider toward the edges of your mat, or a little wider than the shoulders. Knees will tap down, lift up, hips pike. Tap down and pike. So you probably notice, at least in my body, I really feel that sense of warmth and energy in the lowest, deepest part of my core. So we're able to now use that strength and energy in that spot. That is what is initiating this movement. So that pull in through the core. 3, 2, and 1. Knees hover here. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees for a moment. Bring the feet together so the heels connect. Walk the knees even wider. Now big toes are going to ground down so the pinkies are not really touching the earth. Knees stay nice and wide. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Squeeze those heels together as you tap and lift here. Diamond shape with the legs. 8, 7, 6. Looks good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inner thighs really lit up there. Let's take that opposite. Knees together, so make that awkward position. Again, press. Let's lift up just a couple of inches. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. So knees really pressing together here. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Come to a seated position. We'll roll all the way down. Let's take it slow and controlled. Round through the spine. Coming all the way down. Let the legs come above the hips or hug the knees to the chest, whatever feels good. Last little piece of work for the core. So let's lengthen the legs long. Stack the left leg, cross the left ankle on top of the right. Interlace the fingertips at the base of the skull, elbows nice and wide, and slowly start to lower the legs all the way down to the earth. So right heel is connected to the earth, left on top. We just start with crunches here, shoulders lift, squeeze and crunch. As you lift up, gaze comes right down toward that left big toe. Elbows stay super wide. And for most of us, that lower back, that lumbar spine is probably lifted, but we're deeply, deeply grounded through the glutes. So press down to stabilize. 3, 2, 1. Hold and stay lifted. That left leg is going to come up. Keep going. Crunch and crunch. 8, 7. Really grounding down through that right heel. Right leg stays long. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross that right elbow toward the left knee, and both legs will switch through the legs. Opposite elbow toward the opposite knee. Legs don't have to be straight. Again, for a lot of us, it's not really in our anatomy, but we're lengthening. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs stack above the hips. Cross, right ankle on top of the left. Slowly lower all the way down. Take the head and shoulders down for a moment. Press the outer edges of the elbows into the earth to find that space. Open the heart. Now grounding down through the left heel, start to lift up and crunch. And crunch. Gaze toward that right big toe now. Crunch and lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, right leg floats up, and continue to crunch and crunch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross that left elbow toward the outside of the right knee, and we'll switch leg scissor side to side. Yes. Lifting the shoulders up from the earth as much as you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the shoulders down. Legs stay stacked above the hips. Press the palms into the earth now. Soften the backs of the shoulders. We'll bend that right leg, bringing it toward the chest, and we'll just do a little reverse curl here. So right knee is kind of pulled in just slightly toward the right shoulder. And instead of thinking about lifting the hips up off of the earth, focus on pressing the lumbar spine in. So as you press the lumbar spine in, your legs are automatically going to lift up and crunch. So again, we're working into that same space, that deep, deep space in the core. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Lengthen the right leg. Left knee comes toward the body and lift. I shouldn't call it a lift. Let's call it a press. Press the lumbar spine. Press. So almost as if somebody's punching you in the gut and they're pushing that belly toward the earth. Push. And each time you get that punch in the gut, the legs come up. That sounds really unpleasant. That wasn't a very good description. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees wide toward the elbows, rock side to side. All right, so placing the hands behind the legs, tuck the chin to the chest. So we're gonna curve through the spine, come up. Short set of work here with curved spine. So we've been working with flat back. Now we're gonna allow that C shape to happen in the spine. And we're gonna bring the legs to a diamond shape. So as you gaze forward, heels and the balls of the feet are connected. Hands come to prayer. Let's just start side to side. And I should say, really the best place to start, let's start with the toes on the earth, just to get that curve through the spine, find your stability. And once you feel stable, your option then would be to float the feet up, rounding through the spine, twisting that rib cage, rotating right around. Okay, pause here, right elbow to the left knee. We're gonna twist, 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, hold. Adding on, 3, 2, 1. As we hold, tap that opposite knee in to touch the elbow. 3, 2, 1. Left elbow, right knee pushes in. 3, 2, 1. Connect. 3, 2, 1. Press. One more each side. Here we are. 3, 2, 1, and press. Tuck the knees in. Let's come forward. Take the fingertips to the outer edges of the feet, tucking the chin to the chest. Now make that spine as round as you can. And as you come in and tuck the chin to the chest into that little ball, press the spine behind you. Open the shoulders. Maybe even pressing the feet into the fingertips to find even a little bit more space. And now let's come to that fully extended spine. Fingertips come to the knees, open the heart, lift, shoulder blade squeeze. Exhale, knees together around the spine. Inhale to open. And exhale. And inhale to open. And exhale. As we come forward, cross the ankles, come to all fours here. Let the hips sway side to side. And we'll take a couple of breaths in each of cat and cow. So our inhale lets the belly drop to the earth, pelvis tilt up and back. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, pelvis tucks in, spine lifts. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, that feels good. Let's take one more. Inhale. Exhale. Let's lift up, pike the hips up, down dog. And I'll give you the option of either lizard or pigeon. Either way, let's sweep the right toes up. And as we come forward, either bringing that knee toward the left wrist or walking the right foot outside of that right wrist. And let's take some sway side to side in the body. And then when you're ready, maybe bringing the elbows down. finally, just allowing everything to be soft. Let's really allow the muscles in the neck to take a break here. Could you soften them so much that the head is just truly hanging, crown of the head hanging between the arms? And find some stillness now in your pigeon or your lizard. Take a big, deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release any crap that you're hanging onto in your head, in your body. Let it go. One more inhale. And another opportunity to exhale, release. Start to walk the hands up. Go the back toe. Wherever you are, lift back into your down dog. Walk it out. And when you're ready, left toes sweep up. Take that step to the outside of the left hand or bring that left knee toward the wrist. Find that movement, sway it out. Make your way down to that sweet spot in your body. I feel like these hip openers are such a good example of poses where there's that balance between ease and effort. It's such a big, juicy stretch, but sometimes takes a little bit of movement to arrive at that sweet spot for you. And once again, let's soften everything in the back of the neck. Let the crown of the head just come toward the earth. Maybe even resting it on the hands, the earth a block. Big inhale all the way up the spine. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. You walk the hands up, come to a seated position, come to the knees, just close the eyes for a moment. Let's place the tops of the hands on the thighs or the knees, opening the palms. And as we take a couple of last breaths here together, really feel what's happening in the torso. Feeling grounded through the tailbone or maybe the shins and the knees. And just envision that energy traveling up the tailbone, each vertebra stacked perfectly, long spine. Feel that energy travel all the way up through the crown of the head, that lightness. And that exhale, shoulders soften in just a little bit more as the face softens, maybe turning up the corners of the mouth. And if we could bring our hands to heart center. I was trying to think of 3 words that embody motherhood to me and kind of thinking about my mother. And the first 3 words that came to my mind were love, of course, selflessness, and tremendous grace. So that love, selflessness, and tremendous grace that I know is within each of you is also within me. Let us honor one another. Namaste.